All right, we're live. Welcome to let's see, live here. We want to turn this on. Save. We want to save this. I wish that button would stay pushed. Okay, go back here. I want to let these guys. Turn on. All right. Okay. Good evening, Roy. Let's see, we want to get out of this. We don't want too much memory going. Let me go here. All right. Well, I figured since I got to do this anyway, and I haven't done a live stream today, I'll go ahead and we'll show how I lay this up. Now what I did was today is I pre-jigged this up. It's exactly where it needs to be. I've got the stops on it and the fuselage jigged on the center line. So first thing we're going to do is take this out of this cradle. Oh, there we go. There we go. John Miller. All right.
Moving right along with that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll have it together here in a minute. Let's see, I need a piece of wax paper. Is where? Yeah, moving right along. Where the hell is, there it is. When this stream is over, we'll have it all together.
Cool. You decided on your colors yet?
No. Nope. I haven't thought about it at all.
One nice thing about a foam wing, they sure can be straight.
Oh, it's perfect straight. But it's heavy.
Well, yeah.
But it's heavy.
How much does it weigh?
The way it sits down with the flaps and the all done, doped and tissued, 18 ounces.
Figure another 18 for the power. It's 36. Fuselage, you got real light though.
Yeah.
So you may save some on that. You might be at 40 ounces with the fuselage. And your stabbing elevator probably weighs about 3.5 ounces. Add landing gear, wheels, you're going to probably add another 2.5 to 3 ounces. So you're looking at 46, under 50 ounces, I'd say. Just barely or right at 50 before you put paint on it.
Yeah, it's dreaming. You're dreaming.
Am I
You're,
underestimating?
this airplane will be 64 ounces when it's done.
Not surprised. Oh, I've seen people build foam-winged airplanes pretty light. Bobby Hunt's one of them that can do it.
Well, it can be done. I don't see how you can build it that, this wing here, the way that I got it right now is 8 ounces more than I can build a lost foam wing.
Right.
Things that I'm gonna plasti dip this airplane. I'm sure it's going to be extremely heavy.
Yeah. Why do you want to do that?
Because the only way you can win a concourse is by plasti dipping.
Uh, I don't know if winning the concourses is important as having the best flying airplane.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but that's not how they see it. They want them plasti dipped. John Jordan, when he said that my Monado was going to be the last dope finish to win a concourse, and I kind of believe him.
Yeah. Well, I guess it goes to say that a good dope finish, a really top of the line dope finish, looks different than the one with the clear coats on it and all of that. It has a different look.
Yeah, dope finish looks like a baby grand piano.
Yeah.
The latest finishes look like cars.
Yeah.
We'll just see what happens. I don't know. It might be hard for me to bring myself to plasti dipping.
I would think so. Knowing your predilection.
We'll see what it comes out, and then I'll make my decision whether to plasti dip or not.
Yeah.
We could do a Burns finish on it to make it a scale finish.
Yeah, and sit on the back row.
Well, I think they've been schooled to the point now that they realize that was not a good thing to do.
Don't hold your breath.
Well, no, I won't do that, but you can always hope.
Well, Gary Sinclair's in and out. I guess he's.
Yeah.
You
Hi,
turned your
Gary.
camera off.
I am out. What's him out for?
An iPad is here.
That must be Joe Gilbert.
Yeah, probably. Hi, Joe. You're muted, Joe.
Oh well, I'll just carry on.
Okay, are we streaming?
Yeah, we're streaming.
Anybody in the house yet?
I can't be in two places at once. They're probably in the chat, but I can't
You
pay
can't.
attention.
You
No.
can't do that?
Nope, can't be here. Trying to do some work and watch the screen.
Well, if I knew how to split screen, I'd do that and give you a hand.
Just open up another tab.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, make sure you got the sound muted.
Hi there, Joe.
Yep, I'm back in business. I just logged back on again. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I saw it.
I don't know what happened, but something did. So what's everybody up to?
Well, we're just talking about the merits of a super glossy airplane as opposed to a really, a dope finish, which is not as super glossy as a super glossy, you know what I mean?
Shine, baby, shine.
Yeah. I've been down to the airport many times and I very seldom see an airplane shine.
You ain't come to my hangar.
Oh, no, I can't ride my bicycle that far.
My airplane shine. Ask Sparky if my airplane shine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have any controls coming out the wingtip on yours.
They're at the hangar. They're shining at the hangar.
All right.
Mine got wax on it. Wax on, wax off. Wax on.
Oh, yeah. Does it help when you go to meet?
It makes me feel good about them. They're prettier.
Yeah.
My daddy always said, Joe Mark, if you got time to fly it, you got time to clean it. There's not too many like that anymore.
No, there isn't.
You about got that airplane built, Sparky?
Yep. Pretty
I
cool.
figured you did. Is it all one piece yet?
Working on it.
Oh, yes. There's a wing.
It'd be in one piece before the stream is over.
Oh, two-piece body.
How I do it.
Well, get me a drink. Yeah, that looks good, Joe.
I got a dot. I just finished my supper. Colleen's with the grandkids at soccer, so I said I'm going to get on early tonight.
All right.
Before she
Give
gets
me a drink. I'll be right back.
That's how it's done, right there like that.
that this yeller glue,
No, it's epoxy.
epoxy. Okay.
Go on, buddy.
Yeah, we hope it's right.
We'll just make sure the tail's square with the wing. If that's a little off, it won't make a whole big difference. But the wing and the tail's got to be square for sure.
How I do it is this is a piece of glass. I draw a center line this way. I draw a center line at the trailing edge and a line at the trailing edge of the stabilizer. So everything is square, 90 degrees.
Perfect.
And the fuselage just gets tacked on there like that. We'll let that epoxy dry, pull it out of the form, glue the top, and then I'll start putting in the superfill. That's it.
Walk away and let her dry.
That's exactly right. 15-minute epoxy, so it won't take long.
That's going to be a heavy bottom block.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if your gear falls off, though. You can just slide in on that. Even on asphalt won't hurt it.
That's
Might
great.
take the paint off, but you know.
It's nice to have stuff like that laying around the shop for weights, I think.
Oh,
Those
Gordy,
are
Gordy
those are
has.
computer server weights.
Oh, really?
Yep. I got about 6 of them. They go in the bottom of a computer server to keep them from tipping over. You know, commercial server.
Sure, big ones.
Yeah.
Gordy has some flat steel plates about a 1/4 inch thick, about 6 or 8 inches long, and about 3 or 4 inches wide. They're just perfect for setting down and
I agree.
You get another one, I'll tell you how much they weigh.
It just keeps a steady pressure so the glue dries.
yep. There's some place up here where you can buy, it's basically scraps, but it's scraps that are big enough for the small user to use, you know. Comes from the bigger, and it's real cost effective. But I can't remember where it is. I've been there once, and I know I had to go through the train yard and a couple other things to get there, but I'm gonna have
That
to
must be a
find it.
12-pound weight. I'm guessing 12 pounds. Let's see.
8.
8.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Well, I got bad news on John.
What's happening with it?
The prognosis is not good. He's in hospice, and he was unconscious the last time I talked to Barb, and
Dang.
he ain't got long.
Yeah.
No.
It happened in 30 days. They diagnosed it, and he's done in 30 days.
Something go like that. That's how my brother went with pancreatic cancer.
Well, it's better than having to hang on for 20 years
Yeah.
in pain. It just bums me right out.
Sure. For sure.
Him and I went basically everywhere together.
Yeah. It's hard to lose your best friend, isn't it?
Yep.
Is that the Juno behind you you're going to fly?
Yep. Yep.
Well done.
That's a good
I've seen that
flight,
airplane.
Yeah.
It was at Tulsa. You get it at Tulsa last year, I think.
Yep. I won with it last year.
He's going to strip it.
As soon as after Joe's contest, it's when he gets back here, it's going to have the bottom block cut off of it. It's going to get stripped, refinished.
Why are you going to cut the bottom block off?
Where
You
the
going to change them?
not really. Where the fuselage joins the bottom block, that joint there, I guess I glued it on with CA or whatever. It's got soft.
Oh, I'll be darned.
And it's you can see it like a hairline crack here. Right
I'll
there.
be darned. Ain't that something?
I mean, if I were to repaint it, I could hide it, but I'm not going to hide it. I'm just going to fix it. And
But it's going to keep cracking if you try to hide it, won't it?
Right, exactly. So I'll fix it, and I gotta get that off. Epoxy on there. Okay.
Well, I've almost got the plans for the electric trailblazer finished.
You've been busy boy then.
Yeah, I have. I've been trying to get that done because I've got a couple others I've got to get started on. So, you know, but it's looking good. I'm just finishing up the bill of materials about as far as I can go with it. till I've got a couple of them built and the reports back. And I laid out the geometry system for it. I do it a little differently than Howard does. I do it graphically because my math skills just aren't that good. I took trig 3 times and I still can't remember any of it.
I do CAD, cardboard aided design.
Well, actually, you do draw your planes. You draw them on the wood.
That's exactly right. I draw it with a razor knife.
Yep.
Joe, did you see the top block I molded?
No,
Oh, it's beautiful.
make yourself big,
Make myself
please,
big.
please.
Double click. More. Let's see here. Come on. I hate Zoom. It sucks.
At least you know how to work it.
Kinda. I want to pin this. There we go. Pin. There we are. Am I big now?
Nope.
Shows it big on my screen. Let me
Doesn't show it big on mine yet.
let's view.
Look up here on view and
Excuse me.
set you.
I got
So when
four.
you talk, it makes you big.
There's 4 of us.
Gallery.
I put you on speaker.
Okay. Let's see, view, speaker, there we are. And we go here. Pin. All right. That's the best I can do. If it don't go on there, I don't know what to tell you.
That's all right. Oh, that's neat. I like that. That's pretty sharp.
It weighs
That
1
was a
ounce.
1/4 ounce, 1 ounce.
1 ounce.
Man, that's pretty keen. No internal pieces needed, you don't think?
Well, I'm gonna put
No.
them in there. I'll put
Put a few in there. Yeah. I'd put a couple in the nose too.
Yeah.
Man, that's nice, Robert.
1 ounce.
That's not very much.
No, the fuselage, the top block the fuselage that I have now is 6.5 ounces, including the top block. So we got 18-ounce wing, which is ridiculous, and a let's say 7-ounce fuselage with the bottom molded piece. 8 ounces total on the fuselage with the cowl, and a 3-ounce elevator stabilizer. So
29.
about 29 plus 22 for engine, tank, and wheels and all that other shit. And then I got a little room for paint, but not much.
The foam wings just seem to carry more weight better. And I don't know if it's because the fabric doesn't balloon up and down when you maneuver or what, but I think they're better. I think they're worth the extra weight.
Yeah, but I can build this wing in a lost foam system for 10 ounces, and this one is 18 ounces.
That's a lot of difference. I don't think mine are that heavy, typically speaking.
Yeah.
Not to go out and waste some of my wings.
Of course, that includes everything: flaps, wingtip weight box, dope, tissue.
That may not be as bad as you think. I don't know. I think some of mine. I got an impact wing out there I built and covered and doped. I think it's 13. Like you're saying, flaps, control horns, 10 coats of dope on the fabric, yada yada. I think it's 13.
Yeah,
It was a lost foam wing,
Yeah, 13, and this is 18. That's 5 ounces difference.
That's 5. That's a lot. That's a lot.
And trust me, I was very sparing with the glue to glue the sheeting on. Now, I didn't use my best wood, I only use 10-gram wood instead of 6-gram wood, but what are you gonna do?
Use it up and fly it.
Yeah. What the heck is going on with this thing? There we are. Let's see, view, gallery, multi-speaker. Let's try that. Let's see if I can get this thing to pin. Pin. Spotlight. Oh, I see. I was pinning. Spotlight for everyone. That should have made it big.
It is.
It is.
Okay. Yeah, see, I'm a knucklehead. I pushing the wrong button.
I've done that many times.
Hello, Colleen.
There you go. So you can see it a little better.
Sparky, what's your bottom block going to be like?
Exactly like this. One piece.
One piece? That's cool.
It goes up. Here's the mold right here. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
but this was done in 2 pieces. He did the nose piece and this piece, and then I joined them here. That's why all this carbon fibers in here.
Man, getting that canopy formed, that's a good trick right there. Is that sliced any?
Yeah, a
Really?
bunch.
Yeah, that's harder than you think right there.
So is the nose. The nose has to be sliced to get it to
Uh-huh.
crimp
To
down.
get
like
squeezed
that.
in. That's right. This
But I
little
didn't-
trick,
You just cut pie wedges out of it.
right?
I haven't put any carbon fiber in there because this gets fiberglass, so I'm not worried about it.
It'll toughen up on fiberglass.
Oh yeah, but the
Be
beetle,
like a beetle. It'd be hard.
there won't be any fiberglass on the canopy, so. Well, let's see. Should be able to take it out of the mold, out of the buck here now.
Test your glue first.
I'm testing. Still a little bit.
I'd
Soft.
leave it alone. Don't be impatient Joe like I am.
Yeah.
That's caused me trouble.
Yeah. I got a thing from Tom Dixon today. It was for his contest for last weekend. He sent me a letter to post his contest up,
I'll be darned.
but I
Got
just
there late.
I just got it today.
It was over yesterday.
Yeah, he said to me in the letter that he watched how I put the wing together, and that's not how he does it. Well, okay, I know that. You know, he said that most people don't have a big bench to lay it on. Well, I just do things how I know how to do it. There comes Steve.
There's Stephen.
Hello, everybody.
Is that
Hello.
Bill, Steve?
The original.
The original Steve.
The only one in St. Louis.
No,
Gotcha.
that's the reason I have the original.
Did you get that Airbnb rented a day early so you can come a day early? Dadgummit.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
No, I didn't. I couldn't get buy-in from everybody to go early.
everybody didn't want to do it. Oh, that's all right.
I didn't
You'll have
even
a
ask.
good time.
I didn't even ask Bob because I couldn't get buy-in from the other guys.
I get you. They'll have a good time.
I know. I think we will.
You be down Friday at noon?
Yeah.
It's the Broken Arrow contest?
No. The
Blue
Tulsa
Dog.
Blue Daubers contest in 2 weeks.
Ah,
Yeah, Broken Arrows this week.
That's this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
I went to that once, way back in the early, about 93 or 94.
I
Wow.
remember you being here.
Oh, yeah. I went there
That was-
actually actually won advanced with my Pathfinder.
Nice.
How
Looks like
many
you got-
people will be there flying stunt, you think?
I have no idea. I never know.
You never know.
No. I mean, as far as I know, Dave Tribble and his whatever
Kevin will be
relate.
there, maybe. Yeah,
What if
Kevin,
it's-
maybe.
Is that
Yep.
his son-in-law or
He's got two, Kevin and he's got Mark. But Mark
Mar-
won't be there for sure. He's got
What's-
some surgery or something.
what's Mark's last name?
Lumen?
Yeah, he's not going to make it.
No, I bet Kevin may. Kevin comes with him to Tulsa too, so Kevin may go to both of them.
Oh,
Dave's got
okay.
his new pipes running. I'm
Oh,
looking
yeah.
forward to seeing that pipe go.
Okay.
That what do you call it, Sparky? Free
Full
wave
wave.
pipe or something?
Full
What
wave
is it?
pipe.
Full
Full
wave.
wave pipe.
Yeah, full wave pipe. He's got it working, he says.
All right.
I'm anxious to see it fly.
Yeah, we'll have to see what it does. Had a couple guys say they weren't going to be able to make it.
Does James
you-
Mills come?
He usually does. I haven't heard. He hasn't responded to my emails. I sent two. Sent one last week.
Danny Winship to come.
Yeah, that's right. You did.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. He's a pretty bright fella too, I think.
Nah, he don't know nothing. Get out of the chair, Danny.
I think Jordy Siegel's coming.
Is he?
I think so. He usually comes to our contest.
Will Alan Goff be there and Mike McHenry and them boys?
Sometimes.
I'm thinking that Fred's thinking that they are,
Yeah.
because there's no other they're not doing the whatever it was they were doing
FCM.
with it. No, not FCM. It was a scale
Some
contest
scale contest.
along with the RC guys. And the RC guys were driving the dates and all that.
It'd be good to see them. They got a gold medal, man. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And the Regattis might come. I know
Is that right?
I know was it Dave?
Dave and Chris.
Dave will fly. I think Dave, well, he might not be coming to this contest. He may be coming to the speed contest, which is on the same weekend as your contest.
Okay.
So
I
but
don't
Chris,
know.
I don't know if Chris will come or not. I mean, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and they never.
I don't think you'll see Chris. He's in Texas now.
Well, he came last time.
Hey, does his brother live in Texas also, or just Chris?
No,
I don't know.
his brother lives in Illinois, I think.
Illinois.
Yeah,
I
Chris
think that may be
moved.
right. Chris moved to Dallas, Fort Worth area somewhere.
Yeah,
He flies at Garland with the boys, with the Moons and Matt and Mike.
yeah. The guys from Nebraska, they usually come,
Do they?
but I haven't heard from them either.
The guys come down from Wisconsin.
No, not usually not.
See,
I-
we did back when I was in the Circle Masters. We'd come down, 3 or 4 of us.
It wouldn't be a big. Admission's probably, 5 hours away or 6.
He won't be there.
I don't think he'll come, but yeah, I invited all these guys.
Yeah.
Send them a flyer, and and then send them another email. Just last Friday with an update on the weather. But Gordon's
gonna
getting
be-
some vacuuming done there.
Yeah, he is.
He's not doing it, but
Who?
Gordon's not doing it. So I don't know, is that his wife or
Yes.
I can't see nothing.
you can't see Gordon?
No.
Yeah, he can hear us.
He's waving at us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's his wife.
he doesn't have the sound on because the vacuum cleaner's running.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. He's being patient. It'd be okay.
Oh, there we go.
There's
don't know how many we
Colleen
got coming.
walking behind you there.
Yeah, she's what she's doing something. She got her supper heating up.
She's waving. She's waving.
She's a good girl. I think Richard Oliver's coming to our contest. I think John Hill and Stella are coming.
Oh, okay.
Sheila,
That's good.
I think's coming with probably Richard and Edie, I bet. Not Stella. Sheila Cranfield, Don's wife. I think she's coming up. Tribble and Kevin will be there, I'm sure. Jim
Mhm.
Lee will come down. Bring your money to spend stuff at Jim's. You need two of everything Jim got.
I got it already.
Two of each.
Yeah,
Get two of each.
Bob's got it already. I just got a set of metric ones from him at the Nats. I
He's
had
got
the
good
other
stuff.
set.
Good stuff, man.
Yes, he does.
I think Daryl McCone's talking about coming. David Rice coming down from Oak City. I don't know. There'll be some Oak City guys come. I wouldn't be if Mike Finnegan Lob would come down.
Hey, Gordon just put some light on the subject.
He did.
He's getting like the rest of us. You got to watch the
He
angle.
got
of
his
light.
patch off, man. Look, good for you.
Yeah, 2 eyes now.
He can fly straight down twice as long now.
That's right.
Well, I'm gonna have to relieve the crossfire of the foam.
What?
Gonna have to set your airplane on the floor.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I think that's all right. Just get it out of the way to do whatever you need to do.
Bump the fuselage and break it off. That's what I
No,
think.
he won't do that. I almost did that several times already. He says I'm not careful enough when I move the airplane around.
No.
How's Gordy doing?
Well, Gordy's still here.
You
All
look
right.
good, dude. You look good.
You sounded good too, Gordy.
Well, I'm not choking or gagging, I guess.
Oh,
Thanks to Gary, you can see my face now. Now you have to suffer.
Suffer, suffer.
Hey, I finally got the plans to my Blue Max.
oh, cool.
Good show.
When you going to start it?
Well, I got to finish a couple bikes first. I tore my Chris's bike apart that we gave her when she was 5 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was all rusty and grimy and no grease in the bearings, so I stripped it down to the bare, repacked all the bearings, got an SOS pad, brought all the chrome back to nice and shiny now. And then we're going to give it back to her for Christmas.
Good show.
Oh.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
You know, it's, 30, 50 years old now? No, 45 years old.
Yeah.
Which child is this?
His youngest.
Oh,
It's
not
a
the granddaughter. Not the granddaughter.
No, it's my daughter.
Yeah.
Who ain't
Yeah.
a kid no more?
You know, it's a swim. And it's all done but the front tire. I went over and bought new tires, but they only had one. They had to order another one in for me. The tires that were on it was all rusted or cracked and rotten.
I
So
bet.
new tires, tubes. Now it'll last probably another 50 years. Well, maybe longer if she doesn't ride it.
Look at that dog looking out the window. Something's going on out there.
Oh yeah, You know, we close those blinds and he'll come up and open them with his nose.
Look underneath them.
Yeah, he just lifts them up and so I can see outside.
Yep.
He was limping a couple hours ago. He was favoring his right rear leg. You know,
Mm.
he was carrying it instead of walking on it. I don't know if he had a thorn in his paw. I stuck my finger up in his paw and moved stuff around, and after that, he started walking on it.
Hmm.
So I just, Paige Peterson called. He's on his way back from the contest there in Whittier Narrows.
How'd he do?
I think he was second in profile and about sixth in expert. Brett Buck was there. He won it. And Dennis News and some of the other flyers were in the top 3 or 4. So
They feel pretty good for an old combat flyer. Had been out of it for what, 20 years?
more than that, because they transferred him out of here. Back in the mid 70s.
Is it
Let's
that?
see.
I thought it was still in the. Well, he was. I remember meeting him in the early '90s at the high school there when we were flying at the Bountiful High School.
Yeah, it could have been early 90s. Then they transferred him, and we didn't see him again till about 5 years ago, and found out he's living down at the point of the mountain. He hadn't even unpacked any of his model stuff from the time they transferred him out of Salt Lake.
Oh, really? That was like Christmas morning.
Mhm.
He still has all the combat planes are still packed up.
Oh,
You know, he worked for Procter and Gamble.
yeah. Is he retired now?
Yeah.
Cool.
I asked him, I says, did you ever go to Procter and Gamble on Fruit Ridge Road? And he said, oh, yeah, many times. I said, well, I used to work there when I lived in Sacramento. Small world, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this USA 1 he built, boy, does it hammer a corner. I don't know why, because it was electric, or he must have the CG further back in mine. Mine turns a nice corner, but it's not like his. His really hammers them.
It's a mystery.
Mhm.
Magic.
Yep. Magic. Voodoo.
There's a lot of things I think help that program, but there's no one answer. I don't think there's lots of stuff.
Mm.
Props and drives and nitro, big handle, quick movement, yada yada yada.
Yeah. Plus, his handle spacing's a lot further apart than mine.
That helps. That's a big deal, I think.
Well, I started moving mine in years ago because when I'd go to the coast, the airplanes would respond, and I was overcompensating, you know.
Yes.
And after going to a couple contests, I thought, oh, you know, it might not hurt to move the handle spacing in. After that, I just left them there so I'd fly it here or there.
What was the difference in the two locations?
Oh, about 4,000 feet.
Ah,
About that much on the line, half
Yeah.
inch on the handle.
mhm.
No, I only moved them in about an 1/8 inch on both sides.
1/8 inch. Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to go to Albuquerque I put nose weight on my handle and opened the handle up where I get more control and needed more elevator so I get more flap. I was,
Hmm.
What's the altitude in Albuquerque? It's about 4,000, isn't it?
yeah, we were flying that one day at 8,800 density altitude. I put 30% nitro to Big Blue, put a little nose
Wow.
weight on it and opened the handle up.
Wow.
You can make power, but you can't make the prop have giddy up and the wing ain't got giddy up, you know?
Now, I got a question there, Joel.
Yes,
You
sir.
said you put nose weight in it and it's opened the handle up.
That's right. So I could get more elevator and more flap to make lift.
Yeah, but why the nose weight then?
Because I wanted all I could get. I wanted to get maximum control throws, and I didn't want it sliding.
Hmm.
I don't know. Try it
Yeah.
sometime.
It's interesting because we set
Yeah,
we set our flaps at about 27 degrees, elevators between 30
Right.
35 up here at 4,600 feet, and fly them just fine here down lower. Same CG.
I'll be darned. I just felt like it turned. I felt like I had more lift that way, had more flap to work with. It wasn't sliding through the corner.
Yeah,
You need a flap to keep from sliding. Not that little nose weight that make me move that handle, move a lot of control, get a lot of
Yeah.
control.
yeah. I see.
The
I
right
see
thing to
them.
do, I think, would be to move the elevator down and leave the CG alone to put more flap and less elevator. Is what I think the right thing would be to do. But heck, you guys fly high altitudes all the time. You're doing the opposite of that.
Yeah, I think.
were the airplanes heavy?
Mine,
Yeah.
yeah, mine's 68 ounces back in those days, 710 wing.
Yeah, I can see why you'd want more flap then.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Yeah,
Sparky's airplane's the one to take the high altitude that weigh 52 ounces.
heck yes. That'd fly awesome.
That's ones you want up there.
You won't want this one up there.
Yeah, my Aptrix is 61 ounces.
That's a big airplane. That's got to be a 660 wing anyhow, isn't it?
It's about 715 squares.
Woo, 715. That's a big airplane.
Hmm.
That's not heavy at all for that big a wing, I don't think.
No, it doesn't fly heavy either.
Uh-uh.
You know, it got a PA 61 in it.
What does Jim Rhodes had in his? A 51?
Yep.
Yes.
It seems like he runs his pretty hard. Needs that
Well,
power.
his was around 66 ounces though.
That's getting up there a little now.
Yeah, and trying to do it with a 51, he had to run it a lot harder. My 61 just lopes around there.
Yeah. But you're looking at 10% lighter airplane right off the bat.
Yep.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
Right
huge.
now, Jim's in the hospital.
He
Yeah.
is. Oh, I hate to hear that.
What's
Yeah, he
up?
couldn't. His leg finally gave out. He'd been limping around for quite a while, and he got over to his neighbor's house, and the neighbor drove him to the hospital.
Hmm.
They've been waiting to do an MRI for a week now. He's been in there a week today. So they've been
Wow.
there 8 days waiting to get an MRI, and they can't do it with a regular person because he's got a pacemaker.
Oh,
So
they
they
got
got to
a
have
ring or something.
a certified person do it, and they're all scheduled. And I would think they'd be able to schedule him in within a week anyway.
You'd think so. Goodness gracious.
Well, if you're really sick, what would happen, you know?
I think some of that's just so they can make more money off the insurance. I
Yeah.
wonder sometimes.
Oh yeah, when you figure what, $200 or $300 a day.
or 1,000.
$300 an aspirin.
Well, he had a good time at the Worlds. He was out there every day. They watched a lot of flights, he and Bart.
Yeah. Well, that's because he couldn't get the Aptrix to run. He was having engine run problems.
Did he fly classic? I didn't pay attention.
No,
No.
I don't think
He
so.
couldn't get the motor to run right.
I'll be darned.
He'd go lap and quit. He was doing that down in Tucson. And he's got a brand new PA. That engine that's been in there has been in about 4 different airplanes.
It's the tank. It's the tank. It's always the tank.
Yep, because he bought an engine and it still did the same thing, so you know it's the tank.
It's the tank.
Well,
it's the tank. It's always the tank.
He brought it out here, and we pulled the back off the tank. We couldn't find a thing wrong. The way it was plumbed is just the way I plumbed mine.
Yeah, there's a leak somewhere.
Take it out in the yard, put it in the back tire of the truck, and roll over it. You'll quit trying to use it and build a new one.
Well, I was wondering if maybe his pickup line might have a crack in it that you can't see.
Yeah.
There
Can't
you
see
go.
that. I'm giving you good advice. Put it in the back tire and run over it, and you build you a new one. Then your problem will be solved.
Well, he'll never do that. That'd take too much work.
So you see Sparky's new design going together there. He's using a new attachment technique. It's all together with tape, yellow tape. That'll really keep it light.
Well, if
That
you put
becomes
some
part of
black
his
tape
trim,
with it,
right?
you could have black and yellow stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a bumblebee, put electric engine in it, you ain't got to paint it or nothing.
It'll even sound like one.
Well, we're going to see what this thing weighs as is.
But you got extra tape on there now.
Yeah.
There's no flaps, no elevator, no cowling.
it's-
No, he stuck all that on there.
Oh, it's all on there?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't
look.
see no flaps on it.
Yeah, he's got flaps on it.
Is that right?
All together.
Boy, it's a narrow wing.
No. No, you must be seeing
Optical
things.
illusion.
The
Optical
flaps are
illusion.
just hanging down.
Let's see. The root is 11 inches.
Flap and all?
No, and then the flap is 2.5 at the root.
This 13.5-inch root.
13.5 inch. Yeah, that's the cord. Flap and all is cord.
The tip is 10 inches flap and all.
That's good. 12-inch center. Time your math. I bet it's a big wing, probably.
It's a good sized wing.
60-inch wingspan.
Yep.
600. It's 11.
About 700.
That's right.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, 690 to 700, I guess.
That'd be a good guess. That's what that is. That's right.
Okay.
Because you got 13.5 and 10, so you're about 11 3/4.
So I'm going to have about 2 ounces more. We'll say 3 ounces more for the cowl and the bottom block. That's my guess. That's pretty generous.
So how much does it weigh, Sparky?
I don't know. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Oh.
You don't have the bottom block on, right?
No.
He said he's going to have 3 ounces for the bottom block and that.
Oh,
Count.
okay, okay.
That's fair. Then you got, is it going to be a pipe airplane?
Nope.
No?
Super Tiger.
Super Tiger 60.
You can get by less than 22 with that, tank and all.
Oh, now you're gonna weigh some paper towels.
Probably 8.
Yeah.
If that's mine, it'd fall off.
29.5 as is. So 29.5 plus 3.
33, just call it 33.
Yeah, 33 plus 2. So that's 50. Yeah,
6 for a finish. You'd be in there at 56 or 7 ounces. That'd be
Yeah.
all right.
Well, have you got the wheels, landing gear and all that counted in there yet?
He figured 22 ounces for all that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I figure everything together.
Gotcha.
That's fair. 22 for the engine, wheels, props, tank, spinners. That's a not unrealistic number.
Well, that's not a heavy airplane, even if it's got a foam wing.
And
You-
about 6 ounces of plasti dip.
You done good with that fuselage. You saved yourself
I like
a
that.
lot of weight.
That's a good looking airplane.
We gotta have 16 ounces of plasti dip on it. Port.
Is that the same fuse and rudder as the Junar?
Close.
Yeah, I thought it looked similar.
Not, I mean, it's a generic. I remember I had that rudder in the box already.
Oh yeah, yeah. When we were cleaning up the little wood pile.
Yeah, so I just put that rudder on there,
Yeah,
and I got the tips cut back like an SV,
yeah.
and then the top block I just kind of whittled out, the foam buck and molded it up.
It's a storage special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something or other.
I was always going to name my stunt ships Wannabe. Wannabe a stunt ship.
But the funny thing about this, even though it's a hodgepodge thrown together thing, I've had some pretty good flying hodgepodges before. Mistakes,
There's a lot of things that'll fly, y'all.
Yeah, you can fly a brick if you got enough power.
I know a toilet seat will fly, done it already.
What did he say?
Toilet seat, I've flown a
Toilet
toilet
seat.
seat before.
Somehow I don't doubt that of Sparky. I think Joe could fly a brick, but now we know Sparky's flown a toilet seat. Lord have mercy.
This push rod weighs a half ounce
Ugh.
with the ball link on it. Ball links.
That's a big airplane. If you get that under 56 or 7 with a Tiger 60,
It won't
I'll
be
fly it.
that
I'll fly it.
light. It will not be that light. It'll be, I would say, 62 to 64 ounces.
You think?
Yeah, I'm going to plastic dip it. I'm not kidding.
But plastic dipping don't. You just mix up 4 ounces of plastic dip and 2 ounces of activator and all the thinner you want. When it's empty, you quit. You won't gain it. At least 2.5, 3 ounces at most.
6 ounces. It'll be a 12-ounce finish. Because remember this, Joe, whatever you mix up in that cup of plastic dip, whatever it weighs on the scale is what you put on the airplane.
No, half of it's going to miss.
No, it
Half of
don't.
it bounces off.
No, it don't.
And all the thinner evaporates.
But the weight does not change.
That Cavalier's got 2.5 ounces of finish on it. Blue stickers and clear. 2.5 ounces.
And how much is the whole finish is 2.5 ounces.
From the blue to the stickers to the clear. That's correct.
That's a little airplane.
That's a Cavalier. Little airplane, I get it, but you don't mix up 6 ounces stuff. You mix up a little, 3 ounces of this and an ounce of whatever it is, activator, and you shoot it with high pressure and low volume and not low volume. Yes, missed. And half of it misses.
Yeah.
You'll be lighter than you think. You will if you mix up 8 ounces, then you're going to be heavy. But you got to quit when the can's empty. Don't quit when it's. I got a half a can of paint left. I better put some more on it.
Who do we know's done that? Put your hand up, Gordon.
What's that?
Put your hand up. You've done it too.
Can't waste this. It costs too much. I better spread it on. It'll be prettier. Well, that's
Yeah, I still got a half a gallon of that clear coat left. Let's put it on there.
Put it on there.
It kind of all depends on how I get the dope finish to come out, because it's hard for me to bring myself to put that shit on plastic dip.
The trick is don't mix up any more than you're going to use. And when you get it coated, walk away. It'll look better in an hour than it does at the minute you get done spraying it.
Yeah, you better start sanding the minute you're able to handle it too.
I don't touch it for a couple of days just to be safe.
Yeah, but then it's harder than hell to sand.
If it's really levels out nice, it don't take much sanding.
I don't even sand mine. I just spray it on, and that's the finish. You know, I do a lot of sanding on the colors and stuff prior to that. Once I go right up until I'm ready to shoot the clear coat, then I put the automatic clear on it.
Do you use dope all the way up to clear?
Yep. And then when I go to clear, I switch.
And how do you get that clear to keep from peeling off?
Well, because I wet sand the dope before I spray it.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't spray over finished dope. I go over with 600 wet and sand the whole airplane.
Almost looks dull.
Yeah.
It is dull.
It is dull, yeah.
Yeah. Then I come back with the automotive clear and it shines wonderful.
I even use automotive clear inside my cowlings, Robert.
I do.
Inch compartment. You can use epoxy too, but clear's tough.
I used to just clear coat my nose, you know, the nose
Yes.
and the leading edge. The nose, the inside of the cowl, and the leading edge. And, then blend it in. We might do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I take epoxy and thin it down with a little alcohol and brush the inside of my tank compartment.
Yeah, it's already done on this. Already done. The reason
Well,
why
I think
go
nice
ahead.
looking airplane, Sparky.
I know you have.
I think it looks really nice.
I like the shape of it.
You guys
Yeah.
wonder why I taped this all together? Because the top half of the fuselage was not glued on yet. I wanted to make sure that all this stuff fit together perfect. So when I set this down, I don't have any big goobers.
So do you CA your top blocks and stuff? The molded part, do you CA that?
To the bottom of the fuselage, you mean?
Well, the top, the nose, and the turtle deck, and the bottom. Do you CA on that?
No. White glue. To glue it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, white glue.
So
Yeah.
do you wet the balsa wood before you glue it?
No, not normally.
Well, Pete Peterson showed me that. He wets one side and then glues the other, and when he puts it together, it causes the wood to swell.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And
Then
he
take
takes it back. When it swells, the glue dries, and you can't see a glue joint.
makes a tight glue joint.
Yep.
Well, I'll do that then.
I've even taken a Q-tip. Once it's glued together, get a wet Q-tip and run it just to dissolve the glue and get it off there. That
Right.
does a reasonable job also, Robert. Gets rid of excess glue while you're at it too, you know.
That's a good idea, but I just take the Q-tip and water and run it on one side,
Do you?
glue the other. And then when you stick them together, tape it down about every 4 inches, the whole length of the
That's
thing.
right. But then you got the glue residue sitting on top of your structure.
Yeah, that's true. But I use this Tight Bond 3 now, and
It sands off good.
it sands real good. Now, the old one stuff, that was a pain, but the new stuff is real good.
Yeah, that's what I use. Tight bond.
Pete Peterson gave me his Venus, as you well know. Boy,
I
that
know.
airplane, nice built airplane, Gordon. That boy's
Is it
an
fly?
artist.
Yeah.
He decided that a guy that could fly as good as he could fly needed a really good airplane, so he gave him one.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So how does it fly?
Like,
It
It won
flies very
Brodax.
well in his hand.
It
Very
won
well.
Brodax. I did some stuff to it. I
got
drilled another hole.
65,000 hits on it.
How many, Robert?
65,000.
Oh my gosh, is that right?
Then what
I
now?
retrimmed it out a little bit different, but everybody likes them trimmed the way I like them. So I moved the elevator up one hole in the back, retrimmed the elevator flaps, lead outs, drilled another hole in the muffler, in the tongue muffler, let it breathe better. Put that magic prop on it, feed it my fuel. That sucker, it did well.
Everybody thought it was a 60.
Just a little bitty LA 46.
Darn thing growls like a 60. I'm not kidding. Everybody out there was betting it was a 60. And we went and took a look up underneath it. That head is not a 60.
The little bitty engine. That's a pretty good size airplane. I bet it knocks on a 600-inch wing, doesn't it?
Yeah, this 576, something like that.
I think it's a pretty good size wing. I like that airplane. I bring it to St. Louis, but they got appearance points in classic.
That's right.
I
Well, I
can't
tell you
give
what.
those away.
You could fly it, but you wouldn't get any appearance points.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't compete with it and win.
Well, that's not what everybody else says. Oh, you got time to practice.
What?
Their argument for not building a, being able to fly the airplane is, well, just do away with it. Do away with appearance points and practice more and make up for the. You can't make it up.
You can't. You can't.
You start off with a 20, 30 point deficit. You can't do it.
You can't catch up. You can't catch up on a.
Well, it ain't 20 or 30 points. It's up to 20.
Up to 20. Okay, just look at the Nats. I had a 14-point appearance on the Cavalier, and everybody else ahead of me had 19 or 18. So I'm starting out 5, 10 points per 2 rounds. You can't compete.
That was in classic?
No, in PA. I flew
in
that
PA.
Cavalier in PA, and like I tied Howard, but I beat him because I had a higher 1-round score. But just think, if you had 10 points to my score, and see, I jumped to 7th place, I think, from 12. You can't compete. You got to have those appearance points to play with the big dogs. And if you don't have appearance points, everybody flies a shark. That's a little boring too.
Yeah. That's the one thing I
noticed that.
I wasn't impressed at the Worlds, except they did have different paint jobs, but
I know.
still it was the same airplane.
I'd have took
Over
Chris
and over.
Cox's Hellcat. That Hellcat was the best one there.
Yes, that was cool.
Yeah, but guys, you got to remember now, back in the 60s and early 70s, we had the same thing. It was all Noblers. But you went to the field, and what did you see? 17 Noblers, two Aries, and a Stiletto. I mean, think about it.
I think it was the Mongolian guy showed me a picture of one of their recent contests, and I think there was 23 Stilettos at the field.
Stilettos?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It was I think Les McDonald went to Mongolia back in the day, and they took a shine into his stuff, and they haven't forgot. There was Stilettos. A picture showed Stilettos with 4 strokes, 2 strokes, electrics, bunches of them. I think there's 23 or 26 Stilettos in that row at a contest. And I thought, man, that's freaking awesome, dude. They built them some airplanes.
The originality points, I wish they'd bring them back.
It's just all too opinionated.
Mm-hmm.
You've been to contests and seen an airplane that was sitting there that was beautifully built, but it didn't shine, and he got 9 or 10 points.
Yep.
But the airframe was built beautifully. The fillets were nice. The woodwork's nice. But because it didn't shine, it got 9 or 10 instead of getting 18 if it had plastic coated it.
Or you see a really different and unique finish, and they don't get credit for it. And you know they put a lot of work into it.
Oh,
There was one a couple
yes.
years ago I saw.
Look at
It
Uncle
was-
Jimby's airplane, that airplane at the Nats.
Well,
Man, that inside and out, that airplane was magnificent.
yeah.
Mark, Steve, it was magnificent. Anybody that can do one where you can see through it and see their workmanship inside,
Yeah.
oh, my hat's off to them.
Is that
Yeah,
who,
it didn't
is that who
matter.
that plane was? That was Uncle Jimby that had that monocoated airplane.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yep.
I didn't know whose airplane it was. I just thought that's the first time I've ever had to say, I gotta admit, I believe a monocoat airplane's gonna win it and should. It really deserved it. That plane was
That airplane was magnificent. Golly.
not many times you see one that looks like the inside of the wing, the structure,
Mm.
like he had sanded the ribs. I don't mean this way. I mean inside this way.
It was
Everything
magnificent.
just gorgeous. You couldn't find a dust bunny. You couldn't find a
Glue joint, a glue
Nothing.
ball anywhere.
That
No.
sucker was perfect.
He was talking about, I had dinner with him and some of the California folks and the Coxes. We went over to their Airbnb one evening, and Jim Aaron was talking about he did have a little piece of balsa stuck inside there, and he used some kind of fiber optic camera and something to grab it, and he got it out.
Oh
He
my
said
goodness.
that was crazy, but he got it out.
He is something. That boy can build an airplane. There ain't no doubt about it.
You know, I was going through a bunch of my pictures, and I found pictures from VSC 14 and earlier. A lot of those guys aren't around anymore.
Mm.
You didn't need to remind us.
We're getting old, John.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, man, it's good to see him in the pictures.
Gordon, I went to Tucson the first time in 04. And if we sit here and thought about it, I bet we could come up with 20 people that are gone since 2004. Easily 20.
Yeah,
Yes.
Easily 20.
Yep.
I probably got pictures of them.
You probably do.
Yeah,
John, you need to digitize those pictures and share them with the world.
they are digitized.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
You got a website that they're posted, or
no, I don't. Right now, they reside in my computer.
that'd be a heck of a
Well,
loss.
in the gallery on Stun Hanger.
There you go. That
Oh,
would
yeah.
work.
A lot of them are pictures, where you see them, they're out on the flying field, but where you see the most of them is at the dinners, at the banquets. A lot of pictures at the banquets. But I've got pictures, I think Rusty Brown, a couple other,
That 59 a deputy.
let's see.
Elwin Odd took pictures of the Tucson for years. And he did a fantastic job.
Didn't he though?
Oh my gosh.
And what happened to his picture?
They're
still, I've probably got the biggest part of them on 8 or 10 CDs. He would take those pictures. The second year I went, Colleen didn't go. So Tom Martin and Elwin and I drove out there in Tom's van. Elwin would take, if I said 6 rows of film, that was back in the rows of film days. And we'd go by that Walgreens there on the corner of Grant, dump them off, and pick up the day before's pictures. And he'd go back, he'd go through them all. Then he'd make 8 by 10s of the really good shots. And in the window of our hotel room, there was if I said 18 or 20, 8 by 10 pictures of people's airplanes, and they'd come by and he'd just give them to them, man.
There was more than
Do you remember that, Gordon?
Yes. He's gave me.
There's about 30 pictures in that window one time.
Wow.
He gave me.
He used to do that
And
at Brodex too.
Yeah,
Yeah, he gave me an 8x10 of my Colossus.
he took
Yes,
he took one
I've
of
seen
my,
that.
my
Is it a
Hunters.
tan colored one? Cream colored one?
Yep.
Yes. I remember seeing that. That picture's in some of those CDs he's got, I'm sure, somewhere in this house. I couldn't put my hands on them right now. Colleen
Yeah.
probably could. He could,
Even he sent me some of it flying level flight. You know, just stopped at midair, nice clean picture.
he was something.
which
good,
which
real
was
good.
difficult. That was difficult in the days of film.
Well, he was
I
running,
mean-
yeah. He
I
had a
mean-
little
No,
camera that wasn't a
it was
wasn't a
easier then than it
Nikon
is with digital.
$4,000 camera. It was a
No.
cheapie.
Yeah,
Because digital, you
nowadays
got-
they put it on in the digital. You know, you can just right, just like a machine gun, and then you pick the one you want.
Well,
He didn't have that option.
You can do that.
No.
That's no fair though.
No, it's not.
I do it with taking a picture and figure out the lag and count and click, and you got what you
He
want.
would just
No.
do like that and run. He'd move and click.
Mm,
Yeah,
Boom.
pick
It's not
out.
about what's fair. It's about what's
That's cheap,
available.
but it works.
right.
Well, you could
He
burn
was
up a lot of
quite
film
talented.
like that though. And not in the old film days, you burn up a lot of film doing that.
He
Yeah.
did. He did burn up film, no doubt. He was so funny. We left town and Tom had a tummy bug. So I took off driving and I drove the other side of, I don't know, this side of Amarillo, and Elwood started driving and he was driving 55 mile an hour, 60, and I reached over and I pushed that cruise button up to 65 or 68. He got his hand, he was leaned up on the wheel driving that thing like that. I've never driven this fast for Joe. I said, click it up to 70. No, this fast enough. Reach over and I click it up to 70. He drive. Pretty soon he's laying back and he's eating popcorn. He said, no big deal. And then and it missed. And Tom says, what's that? I said, I don't know. And it did it again. It missed again. And he said, how much gas we got, Elwin? Elwin got his glasses on and looked. He says, we're just below a quarter tank. He said, well, heck, it runs out at a quarter tank. And I said, well, why didn't you tell us, dude? Holy mackerel. So the sign said, next exit 4 miles. I'm thinking, oh, crap, Elwin. Knock it off cruise and let it down to 55 and put it back on. Slow down to 55. It would chutter. And then it got where it's chuttering a bit and it said, half a mile to go. I reached over and just grabbed the wheel, started shaking the wheel, turning the wheel, rocking it back and forth. Did run, sputter, run, sputter, run, sputter. We made it to the exit and I slipped it in neutral and it died. And I said, we get to bomb that corner, Elwin. Don't you put the brake on. You turn the corner as fast as you can and coast that gas station. He said, what turns hard? I said, I'll crank it over when we get there. So we got the bottom, I clear my way, and I reached over and just turned the key on. He could turn the wheel and turn the corner and toast it up. We could have went 20 more feet to get gas. We was dude. But he was walking. I said, don't touch that brake. Don't touch that brake. I can't turn it. Well, when I crank it over, you'll be able to turn it. It'll be okay. And we made it. But that Elvin was something, dude. He was a special guy. He was all right.
was. Yeah.
Elvin, he was all right, man.
Hell of a good photographer. He always managed to
Oh,
get that airplane pretty well centered and great shots of him, in the air.
when I first, Elvin never had a beautiful, great airplane to fly. But he could fly. Elvin could fly good. He just didn't like to compete. And he's out there one day, and everything he had wouldn't run. I says, go get that flight streak. I'll start it and launch it for you. Oh, I said, just go get the handle, Elvin. And I was flying on a big hot rock. Not a hot rock, an Easy Just. Big one, And he got the handle, and he said, oh, my, Joe, this is a big handle. I said, it's okay, Elvin. It's geared for it. It'll be fine. It flies easy. And we started walking out there, and he says, Joe, this is a really big handle. I said, Elvin, it's okay. I've got it. I got the controls where it's okay. So I hit it and fired it, and he went a lap or two and kept looking at the handle, flying it. Pretty soon, he was just ringing it out. Man, he just gave her a heck. But he just thought that big handle was a death wish, I said, well, it depends on what you got things had set up. But he was a good guy. I enjoyed Elwin's he is good people, man. Good people.
A lot of good people.
Naomi and I both have a picture he took in our workshop at Brodax.
Is that right?
Yeah, and a picture of Naomi flying and a picture of my airplane in the air. They were marvelous. The pictures are absolutely perfect.
He was something, dude. He was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was amazing.
He knew birds too. A bird.
Yeah.
He knew birds. He had pictures of them, and he was just unique. It was just his deal. He didn't care for competition. He liked to go and watch and take pictures, but he
That's right.
didn't. He didn't like the compete part. That it wasn't any, But he went to hundreds of contests over the years. I'm sure.
Oh, he
Lots,
did, I'm sure. Yeah.
lots.
That's how
was
he
all
got
in.
so good at it.
He worked for I think it's a Broken Arrow Public Schools for his whole life.
Wow.
Whole life.
Hey, Gordon,
Yes, sir.
if you talk to our little buddy, what makes all the control line handles, if you would ask him to give me a call. My telephone every once in a while deletes somebody, and he was the victim this month. I was going to call him. I tried to call him, and the phone just rang. I was going to call him back, and I must have left him up or something. Anyway, it deleted him. I don't have his phone number or anything.
You talking about Brent?
Yeah.
You got a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Just hang on. I'll just send it to him. I think maybe I can.
Have you got Brent's number,
I'm going to see.
Joe?
Joe's got it.
No, I don't. I do not. I got Brent
Okay.
Rahilio. My bad.
Okay.
Do not.
Yep. I gotta find my glasses here so I can see.
He's on Stunhanger, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of pictures, I put my email address in chat, and I need pictures for the calendar coming up. So you can send me one of your pictures you like, and maybe little screeches of type there in the program, what to say about it, and then I'll go from there.
Okay. See what I
You
can.
ready? You ready, Phil?
Yes, sir.
801
Yep.
529
Uh-huh.
7895.
Thank you, sir. I'll give him a call tomorrow.
All right. That little friend's name is Brent.
Oh yeah, I know his name. I just
And he ain't that little anymore.
no, he ain't that little. I've met him. He ain't that little. But he's I tell you
Nice.
what, the most surprising one so far was that little 13-year-old that's about 7'1".
Yeah.
That
Eber?
13-year-old
Eber?
They
that
haven't been on.
13-year-old Phil just graduated from high school.
Wow.
Angstrom.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Angstrom.
I met him
Mhm.
in Road Out. And I saw him across the field, and I thought, dadgum, him and his daddy are both tall. I mean, tall. And I
Yeah.
kept getting close. I kept walking over there. They kept getting taller and taller. And I got over. I said, dadgum, congratulations. They said, what do you mean, congratulations? I said, but hang on a sec. Yeah. Okay, excuse me. I said, it's been a long time since I met father and son team that made me feel like a little fella.
That kid is taller than his dad.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he is.
But his dad's taller than I am. I couldn't believe it. They don't look that big on TV. My God, I don't know. They must have a 10-foot ceiling in their basement.
Now, are you talking about Brent and his boy?
No. Brent and his boy are pretty big, but I'm talking about
Eber.
Angstrom.
Angstrom.
Angstrom and
Angstrom.
his
Oh.
dad,
Brendan.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
live in
Names,
Pennsylvania, I believe.
places. But I'm telling you, that boy is tall.
And 14, right?
Yeah.
He's 15 now.
Boy, I tell you, I bet you the colleges are already starting to scout him out.
Mhm.
I don't know if he plays ball, but if he don't, he should.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cute little dog.
That's
a cute
how
little
how we'll lose him.
Yeah. Yeah. Women
Any year.
women
Go
and
ahead.
basketball. That'd be the life of him. It'd be into him.
Many years ago, when Angstrom was little, he came to Brodax for the first time, and I was flying a bislob, and I guess he saw it flying, and I crashed it, and it broke.
Mm.
And I was going to toss it, and he came over and asked if he could have that bislob. And I said, look, here's what I'm going to do. He wanted to hang it in his room. And what I did is I spent part of the afternoon gluing that bislab back together so it looked like an airplane again, so he could take it home and hang it in his room. That
Wow.
was before he started flying.
See what you started?
He thought that was just the greatest thing. I never
That's
forgot
probably
that.
his first trip there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
I
That's
think
when
so
him-
too.
That was when him and his dad came over there to just to see what all the hubbub was about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They live close enough to Brodak to drive there. I mean, just
Yeah.
let's just run to Brodak a few minutes. I mean,
Yeah,
golly,
they're not too far away.
no.
At least they got a good hobby shop close.
Yeah.
That's something most of us don't have anymore. There was 3 hobby shops I read about in Atlanta this weekend, and I didn't get to any of them. I couldn't believe it.
Hmm.
Boy, it was.
Did you go to Canton? Did you go to
Yes, I did.
Canton?
I went. Didn't fly, but I went. Man, it was windy.
Oh
They were
yeah.
up, they were up flying. There was a guy flying, and nice puff of wind came along. Some guy got out of his chair and got up to get something, went back to sit down. The chair was 30 feet that away.
Whoa.
The girl put her hand up there and touched his side, told him, "Don't sit down." He said, "Why not?" He said, "Because your chair's not there. It's over there." He looked around, good gosh. It was fella old enough. If he'd sit down, it would have hurt.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting weekend. I mean, there was a lot of nice people there, and we had a good time. William Davis won the Air Tiger 36. I swanted that boy could fall in a bucket of poop and come up with the rose and the silver spoon.
Will did.
Will did, yeah. He won an Air Tiger.
One. Holy
Wow.
cow.
They had one as
For him.
Door prize.
door prize thing, you know,
My goodness.
and he won it. I bought more tickets than I've ever bought at one of those things, and I didn't win a darn thing. Will won 2 or 3 things, won that and a $50 gift.
You wait to buy until about 10 minutes before the drawing.
I did that.
Oh, gee,
Well, I thought
they're
I
on to you.
actually, I think the drawing was the second day, and I left after the first day. It was,
Hey, Phil, you know why you didn't win anything?
I never do.
Because you weren't
No,
there.
because you don't. No, because you don't need anything.
Ah, okay.
I don't do.
How many airplanes and motors you got? I bet the count's over 25.
Yeah, it'd be over 25. I used to have a lot more than I got now. I've sold a lot of stuff, but it's still over 25. I've got more than I need.
When I go to
Got a
these
lot of
things,
stuff.
I try not to enter stuff like that because I feel, you know what, there's people who need the motors and stuff more than I do at this stage.
Well, that's
Mm.
the reason.
Like I've got so many motors and planes I don't need anymore.
Well, that's me. That's the reason I've given so many away. I've given them away. I've sold them. You know,
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather see somebody who's new to the hobby get it than me.
Yeah.
yeah. I tell you
It's
what,
all about raising money for the club.
Right on.
tell you what I
That's
did
true
see
too.
though, that blew my mind. Tom Dixon was selling a bunch of motors.
Yeah.
He had a Super Tiger 46 in there. You know, if you send Tom a new Super Tiger 46, it's about $75 for him to open it up, do his magic, and send it back to you. He had one in that box that was $75.
Hmm.
Already done, already all the work done to it. I said, why should I send him one? I'll just call him and ask him, do you have one? And
Mm.
send him a check.
Just buy that when you were there.
I know. As many motors as I've got, if I buy another motor, my wife will have me strung up.
You have enough.
Well, I bet you I have over 100.
More than that.
Wow.
I'm embarrassed to say how many I had at one time.
I don't have 100.
I've
They're
got
all
got
neatly
40
packaged
probably.
in little plastic bags, all oiled with little notes on them.
Oh.
Yeah,
have all
me
that.
too.
Mine are
Me
in
too.
the bottom of a foot
That's the
lock.
way to do it.
They're in bags, lubricated up, zipped up.
Yeah.
This, that, this, what it is.
Yep.
Piece of paper inside, such and such Venturi, yada, yada, yada.
That's the way to
Y'all
do
are
it.
more organized than I am.
It's because we
Over
can't.
100.
Yeah.
I don't
I
have
got over
100.
100 and I got 60 of them on airplanes.
Well, you count the ones on airplanes, it might be 100.
God,
The grandkids are starting to learn to fly. They're going to be my reduction program.
There you
All
go.
right, there you go. That's awesome.
well, I got a grandson's 8 years old. It's already claimed 2 of my planes. Wouldn't be
Tell me you
surprised.
got to fly them first.
One of them's an Ombre that's not even finished yet.
Oh,
Well, have them help you finish it there, you know?
Oh no. I won't finish that one right. That's Tom
Oh.
Lucas' design, and I'm going to do that one as good as I can do it.
mm,
It's an elliptical wing, 60 size stunner.
wow.
These guys look like a banana, so I took it and stripped it out and it's electric now. I'm just about ready to finish it.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Yeah, I was going to ask him what's he working on there. Got some heavy duty tools.
Half a bell crank.
That's heavy duty.
Oh, you don't need a big old
That little Satan.
pliers for a half
Little
A.
Satan. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
little Satan.
I called it.
All right.
Good call,
I
Joe.
built 4 of those.
Good call.
The airplane I've ever had.
Yeah, there was a guy giving away some half A kits at the Nats. He said, "You got a kid?" I said, "Yeah, I got a kid. He flies." He said, "Do you fly combat?" I was like, "Yeah, we fly combat." He said, "Well, here, take this little Satan." So I'm throwing it together tonight, getting a start on it. Bob Whitney's gonna supply the motor for it, and we're hoping to fly it at King Orange in 2 weeks. He's gonna take a TDO 49 piston and head and put it on a Golden Bee stunt tank. So it'll be a little more high zoot than a standard
Black Widow.
049, but we can still radially mount the engine. He was going to give me a TD 049, but I would have had to change the nose for a beam mount. I didn't want to do all that. I'm trying to put it together quick. So he's gonna soup up a Golden Bee with a TD piston, so it should be pretty high zoot.
Yeah.
You know,
Nothing fancy on a finish. I'm just going to clear dope the whole thing, and if the decal stands up, I will put the decals on it if they're not all cracked and rotted. Because who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Gordy?
How old's that kit?
when
Pretty
my
old.
kids when they were growing up, we put TDs on baby flight streaks.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Was
with
a
the
kid-
black. Boy, they hauled them out. They're really good flight airplanes because it was bigger than, well, it was bigger than a little Satan, you know.
Yeah. A little more wing area on the baby flight streak for sure.
Yeah.
This should zoot along pretty good. I'm thinking with Bob's hopped up motor, I'll probably fly it on 42s, not 30.
It'll do fine. It'll fly just fine.
It'll be fine. It'll fly on 45-foot lines if you put it on there. Mine's on 42, but
Has anybody ever taken that decal paper like Mike had and spray a light coat of dope over it before you use it?
yeah.
Then cut them out and then soften them, and the dope help holds it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only way to do it on that old stuff.
Oh, very light though.
Yeah, very light.
Light coat of dope. Let it dry, but you got to cut it out carefully. Then, you know.
Oh yeah, but that's no big deal. That's usually
Don Hutchison used to make his own like that. He'd take decal clear paper and
That's what I
paint
do.
it, and then cut them out with the razor blade and put them on his airplane. Painted decal paper. He cut out what he wanted. Don was something too. Don Hutchison.
Years ago, when I was a kid, I remember reading a model airplane news how to make your own decals. And
Yeah.
that was, you got the brown wrapping paper tape. And you turn the glue side up and you put with the brush, you put clear dope on there. A couple coats. Now you got the base, and then you draw or paint your decal on there, and then a real light coat of dope over that. And let it all dry, and when you're ready, you soak it in, slide it off, layer it out.
Well, Colorado had a real nice trick that he did. He took a piece of glass and put soap on the glass, then shot clear dope on the soap, and then let that dry, then painted his design on that soap in clear dope and then scraped it off, and that was his decal. Dope.
Wow.
Now you just buy decal paper, run it through your printer, and make whatever decals you want. Spray
Yeah.
them with the clear stuff and go.
Yeah.
Yep. How times
And
it
it
change.
holds up. It holds up too, because Kermit Payne made some decals for me, and he made a set just like them for himself. And he's been flying his for 2 years now, and his have held up. Mine, I haven't finished the airplane yet, but they'll be on there the next week. Well, it will be if this rain ever lets up. It's rained the last 2 days.
We need rain here in St. Louis.
So do we.
No, we
need
don't.
rain too.
Don't kid yourself. We do too.
We don't need no damn rain.
At
Tell you what.
least not Wednesday or this weekend. Other than that, we're okay.
Your
But we'll
contest
take
this
it.
weekend,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I want to tell you what, it was spitting rain, but it was just a mist. Hey, Saturday down there in Atlanta, there in Georgia, hell, like in there, Canton.
Can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was Tom Dixon's contest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to go to Tommy's contest every year just to support him. But I made a mistake. I made a boo-boo.
Uh-oh.
I left out of here Thursday, went down, spent the night at my daughter's place in Columbia, South Carolina. Thought I was going to get up early Friday morning and drive down to Canton, but I wasn't going to drive down to Canton now. I'm smart. I'm going to drive down to Peachtree, and I'm going to go down to Aircraft Spruce and buy a bunch of stuff for me and some of the guys. Tommy needed some dope. Larry needed some dope. I needed a sheet of plywood and cord dope. I'm going to tell you what. I never want to go back through Atlanta again.
Oh, it's I've heard it's terrible.
My God. I
Go
got
100 miles out of your way to keep
a,
from going
a
through Atlanta.
5-hour trip took 7.5 hours.
Mm.
Then an hour-and-a-half trip from Peachtree City to Canton took almost 4 hours.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
gruesome. It's
There's so
gruesome.
much traffic jams, and there's always a wreck, and oh my God.
You need to be here in St. Louis and try to drive to the field at 9 o'clock in the morning.
That isn't going to happen either.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh.
Bob gets caught every time on Highway 55 going south. Oh, it's terrible. People don't know how to drive.
Man, I'm telling no joke. Atlanta, 5 lanes going this way. Speed limit is 65. We're doing 80, and we're getting passed by everything on the street. But I'm driving a little Econo box. 85 miles an hour is about all she's got.
Yeah.
But we're doing 80 miles an hour in the center lane. I kid you not. I see a car come buzzing up to our left in the fast lane. We're to the dadgum intersection. I mean, there's no way I'd have tried if there wasn't anything over there. There was a transfer truck beside me. But there's no way I'd have tried to get over there if there was nothing there. I see the whole side of his car going, and there is no way that guy made that turn. I don't know. I couldn't see because the transfer truck and the cars behind that.
Mm.
I'm betting there was a heck of a wreck.
In Houston, it's the same way.
Well, I don't
The
want
first
to
lane 75, 80, 85, and 90. The outside
Wow.
lane's 90. And there's still somebody surfing and racing and what they call
Yeah,
that.
because
Surfing.
90 ain't fast
They're
enough.
doing
for
like this racing everybody. You know, I think, dude, this is
Oh, weeding.
them. Yeah,
I'm telling you what.
that happens here in St. Louis on Highway 70.
surfing.
Yeah,
They
that's
call
what
it
I like.
surfing.
I don't know
crazy.
how they get by with it if it works.
They don't.
But a
They-
lot of times it don't, because that's why we sit in traffic for about 7
Right, because somebody screwed up.
Yeah.
That's what I like about living where I live. One stoplight in the whole town.
Tulsa's easy compared to the places you're talking about. I mean, they got rush hour, but it's easy compared to that program.
And Phil,
Well, that's
Phil,
good.
for your information, 17% humidity. It's overcast. It looked like it was going to rain earlier. 17% humidity.
Wow.
You can
Where
paint.
where are you, John?
Get painting.
Delta, Utah.
Utah.
Get painting.
Oh yeah.
You can paint
Thermals,
anytime
big
you
boomer
want to out
thermals
there,
come
then.
through.
God, I went to paint the other day and I opened up that I bought one of those gauges. It's got 3 gauges in it. And you open it up and give it 10 minutes to neutralize, and it tells you the barometric pressure and the humidity. And I don't even remember what the other one is. I never don't know how to use it, but the humidity was 89%.
Whoa.
Oh man.
I
Oh,
just
you
closed
sweat
it up,
You can't
take a
paint
shower
nothing.
and you can't get dry.
walked back down, but put everything up and walked back inside. So forget this crap.
Go
Beautiful.
back and glue some balsa together is all you can do on that.
Yeah.
It felt beautiful. I mean, it felt great outside. I was ready to go take a walk.
Huh.
It was on one of the few days we've had, it was like 75, 76 degrees, but been in the 80s.
White glue might not dry in that kind of humidity.
It felt great, but my golly,
CA will love it.
yeah, CA
Yeah,
loved it.
CA loves it.
It
Exactly.
loves that humidity.
Gorilla
Get out
glue.
there and try to work with that. And the paint just get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow morning is supposed to be 45 here in Salt Lake.
45.
Holy
Yeah.
moly.
You'd be getting your jacket out to go for a walk in the morning.
It'll be about close to
Yeah.
8 though in the afternoon.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, did you
Yes.
say that your daughter lived in South Carolina?
Yes, sir. Columbia.
Yeah, my daughter lives in South Carolina.
Well, next time you go see her, call me and I'll drive down to meet you.
Yeah, you know where Manning is?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Been
live in
through
Manning.
there. I've been through there. It's a little town, but I know where it is.
Yeah, it's a small town.
Hey, y'all, when we talk about a small town in South Carolina, though, I'm gonna tell you, Columbia is the capital of the state. You
Yeah.
think there's not sand roads in the capital? I'm talking within 3 blocks of the Capitol building. There's a sand road that the grass is on both sides. You drive down the center of the road, or the grass is trying to take the paint off sides of your car.
My
Wow.
kind of place.
Craziest place I've ever been in my life.
Where do you think all that gas
Go
tax
holler at me.
money
I'll meet you
going?
down there. I'll go buy you a Pepsi. We'll go have us a candy bar or soda or something.
Yeah, that's good. They live on an airport. It's a grass runway, and they got their house, then a 3-car garage, and then the hangars all attached together.
Oh
They
man.
just
Cool.
they
Just
open
make
the
me
hangar,
jealous.
pull the airplane out, taxi over to the runway, and take off.
Oh,
What's
man.
that guy's name that lives there? He's on the,
What's that?
what's that guy's name that lives here? He's on the stun hanger. Zam something.
Zambelli?
And Belly?
Bob Zambelli.
Bob Zambelli.
Yeah, he lives across the street from the runway from. Well, it's
Is
not
that-
street.
Gordy, is that the Chester Airport? Chester, South Carolina?
I don't know the name of it. All I know is it's in Manning.
Yeah,
It's right next to Columbia, right? Right near Columbia.
it's not far. It's not terrible far.
Yeah. You know, Bob Zambelli lives just on the other side of the runway from him.
Yeah,
Bob,
that's Chester. I jumped out there around the 2000s. We used to go down there in the wintertime down to South Carolina from Michigan and go skydiving because the weather was still good enough down there.
Yeah.
I used to fly skydivers.
Oh, right on.
I've done that. They asked me to
Jump
jump.
up, beat him to
No,
the
but I
ground.
leave it
Catawba
with a
Regional?
airplane.
Chester, South Carolina, called Catawba Regional?
Yeah. Watt Moore lives real close to there too.
Is that right?
Yeah, Watt doesn't live too far from there.
Yeah.
Still alive?
Yeah. Was as of a week ago anyway.
He's the one that used to do that thing at the
Hi,
net,
Brett.
right?
Howdy.
He did the engine size and line size and weight of all the airplanes.
Well, that's got.
He
this
might
is-
have. I don't know. He's good friends with Will Davis. He's part of the Metrolina Club and big fixture at Brodax for years.
You
And
can't hardly if you meet him, you'll like him.
we still have a birthday party for him every year in March and go to his house in South Carolina and fly on his property.
Yep.
flying in his backyard.
Great guy.
He's about 92 now, 93 maybe.
That's why I haven't
Wow.
seen him at the Nats.
I know they got him out there last year in a chair and was turning the chair around. He's
The last Brodax he went to, Sam, was probably 9 years old. So that
That's
8 or
right.
9 years old. So
It's
that
been a
was,
while, hasn't it?
it's been 8 or 9 years since Watts.
It's been a
last
minute.
went. Yeah.
Sure has.
yeah, he was always a fixture at Junkyard Wars and the
Gordy, where'd you fly jumpers at?
Out of Twilla, Utah.
Utah? Okay.
Yeah, they had a 182 gutted.
Mm-hmm.
man.
All it had was you had to get out and dip your tanks. All the gauges were removed except for your airspeed.
Good.
Yeah,
Great.
they strip them down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One
Got
of
a
the
lot of
times-
jumps out of 182s. That's we had 3 182s on our drop zone for like the first 4 years I was jumping there, and then we got a turbine, we got a Twin Otter. So,
Ooh, big
Oh, that-
airplane.
and then we had a Cessna Grand Caravan after that, after the Otter went away. And we had some King Airs in and out of there a few times, and some Beechcraft, some turbine West Winds, Beech 18s with turbine conversions on them. Yeah, we had all kinds of crap, but the 182 is definitely the workhorse of the skydiving community. Most places can't afford a turbine, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't find.
When I lived in Alaska, I did some work on some houses, on a house on a lake. And on this lake, there were 2 Twin Otters on floats
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
at that lake.
Where did Brent go? Brent was showing a control horn. And now
Oh,
he's gone.
he's still there. He just walked away.
There I am.
There he is. Okay.
Y'all want to see some show and tell?
Yeah,
Who is that? I can't see him. Is that Brent Williams?
that's him.
What's
All
up, brother?
let me flip
Little
the
bitty
camera on
fella.
this
Good to
bad
see
boy.
you.
Hi,
Man.
Brett.
One sec.
How are you?
Doobie-doobie-doo.
Doodly-doo.
Brandon, I'm gonna try to
All right.
get
So-
more horns.
Here's
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that.
Brent, do you hear me?
that's what I've been working on lately for lots of people.
Cool.
Get them blanks
Heck
cut
is
it,
that
send
all
that
about?
send. Brett,
Oh, did I turn the volume off on this thing?
Brett,
Can you hear us, Brent?
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
yeah,
It's
we
on
can
for some reason.
hear you, but can you hear us?
Apparently you can't.
It doesn't seem
Dang it.
like it.
I don't know why you guys can't hear. Well, anyway, if you can hear me,
Yeah,
this is the slider setup.
Where the hell
That's
did it
nice.
go?
Yeah, I made those sliders in my on my mail.
He can't hear us.
Wow,
Hang
that's
on a second.
No, he can't hear us.
I wonder why he's
I
got
don't know why
those
I
two
can't
far apart.
hear anything on here.
One for each flap, I think.
Is for what?
Flap
Can you guys
purposes, I
hear me
think.
all right?
Yeah,
No.
we can
No.
hear you, but you can't hear
You
us.
can't hear us.
Anyone hear me? Hello, hello.
We can hear you.
Yes,
I'm
we can
gonna
hear
call
you,
him.
but you can't hear us.
Let's see.
Unmute.
He's not
Well,
muted.
Well, we're gonna fix
I
that.
hear him talking.
Give him a call, Gordy.
He's already ringing. Hey, Brent. We can hear you, but you can't hear us.
Unmute. He's muted right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Find out why we can't hear you, or you can't hear us. Yeah, we can hear you, but you don't hear us.
He's muted right now.
Okay.
Tell him he's muted, Gordy. To unmute himself. I can't unmute him from here. He has to unmute himself.
I think he's on his phone.
Oh.
I already hung up. Sorry there, Sparky. I didn't hear you.
Brenda's muted right now.
Yeah,
need-
I just told him that.
I want to talk to him about his horns that get information.
I think those horns were laser cut at send, but I'm not sure.
I'm
What
not
I was
sure.
gonna ask him about is why has he got so many Band-Aids on his fingers?
Mm-hmm.
And why are those horns an inch apart? Those
Cutting corners.
I can't find that airport.
Ought to be on the map there for you.
Well, I
You
know,
got
I don't know where it is. I know Bob lives there, but Bob had the unfortunate, I know y'all, if you've known Zambelli any length of time, you remember his Argus, his silver Argus. Well, it met its demise out there Saturday. He's doing a wing over and the wind gusted. I mean, had to be 35, 40 miles an hour and just took it away from him.
Oh,
Oh.
gee.
That thing hit the ground so hard. It was in so many pieces. The motor was 30 feet from the airplane, y'all.
Oh man.
But the motor mount snapped right on either side of the motor pads. And
Oh,
made me
that's
sick.
terrible.
Didn't seem to be that upset about it. He said, I let the airplane down. But I don't think it was, I was more upset than he was. That was
Mm,
a neat old airplane. He had the whole spar on that thing had been wrapped in carbon fiber.
wow.
It was that plane was, I knew it was strong because I watched it probably 100 flights, and they say an Argus won't turn a corner. That's why Steve developed the Cobra. Well, I'm gonna tell you that one would turn a corner.
I've flown a Cobra.
Ah,
They're awesome flying airplanes.
Yes, they are. I'm gonna have one here before long. I've got all the ribs cut for 2 of them, so I'm hoping to get one of them. What I have to do though, I'm gonna cut a spar. I'm gonna make up a spar, get the whole thing made up. I know the secret now. Anytime you sand on this side, if you just go on this side, you come over here and hit the other side too. Otherwise, that son of a gun will warp. I've got one in an SV11 that if you look at the top of that airplane, that spar does that, makes the prettiest S you ever seen. But you have to if you do it to one side of a I-beam spar, you got to do it to the other side. And maybe at places maybe people in other parts of the country that don't have the humidity problems we have don't have that problem. But here, I finally learned if you cut one side, you also cut the other side. Keep everything even.
Want to know the secret?
What's
The
that?
secret- The secret to making a spar absolutely straight is sand it. Don't cut it.
Yeah, you cut it to within a 16th or an
No,
1/8.
don't cut
Sand
it
it
at
down.
all. Sand it.
Oh man, I didn't know that. Well, I'll sand the next one then. I'm getting ready to make one. I've just got some wood in.
Russ,
Taking 2 pieces of 1/8 instead of using a piece of quarter or whatever it is. That's not that big. Whatever it is, I'm using 2 pieces of wood and put them together.
find yourself some white pine. Make it out of white pine. It's lighter.
I've tried that ever since you told me about that on here 3-4 months ago. I can't find it. I went to the store the next day and I've been to every lumber yard within 20 miles of here. I can't find any.
Tell them it's old batting board for stucco, lath and
Yeah.
plaster.
Yeah.
All right. You guys
Nobody
hear me
does
this
that
time?
anymore. Nobody does that
Yeah,
anymore.
we hear you. Who's that?
This is Brent.
Okay, let me
There's
see.
Brent.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
So
see him.
this one, this unit right here is wide like this because the person that it's going to is going to make one of the Walker flap adjusters. So I
I'm
just
gonna cut it in half.
I just went ahead and raised it on there and they'll split it, put it where they need it. So
What happened here?
might be my.
There he is.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I hear you. Brent, what'd you do to your fingers, man?
Oh, I burnt it cooking. So, if you've ever made smash burgers on the new Blackstone griddles, those
Oh yeah.
the shelves on the side get hotter than the face of the sun. And
Yeah.
don't put metal bowls next to the burner because it'll hotter than fire. And you go and touch the bowl and zap, got you. So
who cut your
Wow.
horn blank? Send cut send?
no, there's a local place here in Utah that does these for me.
Okay.
So yeah, Suncut Sand was actually more expensive than this local place, which I thought was interesting. So it's A36 steel is what the uprights are made from, and then on the standard models, I'm using R60 welding rod, and then these ones were made from 8.2 drill rod. So
There you go. Drill rod's the best because you can bend it easy.
yeah, welding rod's more ductile than that, but they're both good. But either is a better choice than music wire. And then it's 45% silver braze. You know, just good stuff. And then the slider block. This is the slider block style.
Yeah, you get on the edge to capture that.
Yep. So it can never spread it apart. You know. So.
Brent, what time tomorrow is gonna be a good time to call you?
Just to go ahead and call me anytime, and I'll let you know if I'm free or not. So.
All right, I'm gonna call you. I want to order about 4 sets of those things. Sets.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've sold 40 sets of these things, so it's wild. So
I'll try to.
I'm making the bill of materials on the Trailblazer, and I wanted to get your information on that, so I put it in the bill of materials. So
Hey, Brett, how much for just the blank, the elevator horn blank and the slider? Just that's all I need.
I sell with the slider. It's $15, and the flap one's $10.
Yeah, but that you've already soldered it together, right?
No, I sell this unit's 22. So twice I sell this for 22 with the slider.
I just want the horn blank.
I sell like the horn blank without the sliders $10, and with the sliders 15.
Okay.
But,
Brent, you have a
nice.
So you have a company that cuts those out for you?
Yeah, I've got a shop here in Utah that laser cuts them. So
How do they do that? Is it like
that little scale on there you can see.
oh yeah.
It's a little better like this.
Once you get good with a laser cutter, it's amazing what you can do with it.
oh, it's laser then? Is that what you're using, right?
Yeah, it's a laser.
Okay, I was wondering how they cut them.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. My son drew these up for me in Fusion 360, and so he turns 16 tomorrow. That's kind of a fun little project we've had together. He's drawn up all these parts for me, and then Gordon was gracious enough to let me come machine the 6061 sliders at his place. So that was fun. That was a lot of holes to tap and drill at 440. So,
I'll bet.
this is how the slider blocks start out. Is you have sorry, my phone's pretty laggy here, but you have a thing of aluminum, and then you mill it out, and then you put it in a little jig like this, and you got to go through and mark it off at 1/4 inch increments, then bandsaw it out of there. So
Wow.
yeah, I machined these parts on using Gordon's mill, so that was fun.
I think that's a good deal the way you got that captured.
Me too.
Yeah, so Gordon has been doing it this way for a while and
It'll never spread.
never spreads. You don't have to worry about it. And, especially if you use 2 washers. So if you can see on there, you put a washer on each side of your ball link
Right.
and you'll never have a problem. So
Use
Well
those,
done.
use those,
Well done.
use those ball links Sparky found. I believe we might have found a solution to the problem we've all been having. They're expensive, but they work really nice.
What are
Yeah.
they, Phil?
Sparky, show them the ball links. They're RC car ball links, and they're all metal.
Be right back, guys.
See where I'm at.
Get them off Amazon. They ain't cheap, but they work great.
Oh, I gotta change cameras.
They're not nylon with the steel balls.
No,
They're
sir.
all
They're metal, aluminum.
Aluminium.
aluminum.
Yeah.
Whereas my old boss would have said, none of them.
Wow, where do you get that, Sparky?
Amazon.
440. Can you get reverse ribbons?
Yes. You order. They're not 440. They're 3 millimeter.
3 millimeters.
3
Okay.
millimeter, and you get a left and a right. They don't call it forward and reverse. They call it a left and right.
That's all right. Perfect.
And then you have to buy this part here. Get the ball links in a pack of 10, and then you get these tie rods in a pack of 10. And these are what's expensive. These tie rods are titanium. It's not ridiculously expensive. It's just
About 40 bucks.
40 bucks by the time you're done. So you get different lengths of these things. These tie rod ends or tie
Yeah.
rods. I got the long ones too.
Do you cut those in 2?
Yeah, I cut them in 2 and then take my cut off wheel, make notches in it,
Sure.
pack the ball link or pack the tube here with JB Weld and stick it in there. Just work it in there. And
Can you hold that closer to your camera there, Sparky, that ball link?
there it is right there.
The nice part about that, the nylon ones, they get stiff on you.
That's right. These won't. And I
I
put a
like that.
I put a little bit of dry slide on it, which is motorcycle cable lube. This stuff here, it's not lube, it's Molly.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's graphite, basically, in it.
Right.
Graphite,
Right.
liquid
Yeah.
graphite.
And that's one of the reasons why I went away from ball links is because they, like Gordy says, they swell and get stiff. And
Yep.
and I saw Bob McDonald almost lose his airplane at the Nats one year because of humidity. And plus mine got stiff too. I said, we'll just go back to bushed, brass 332nd rod. But these here,
That's the answer right there.
yeah, that's the answer. This push rod weighs a half an ounce with just one ball link on it, so it's going to be, a little bit more.
Well, we're going to pay a weight penalty, but we won't have a failure.
Right. Now these are tricky.
That's why I can't fly my blanket.
Now these are tricky. You got to pay attention how you put them on. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Come on out of there. One side of this is captured. The aluminum goes over the ball. The other side is the insert side. Well, you want that insert side next to the horn. Of course, I put a washer on both sides in case it slips off of there. But
Right.
I'd surely hate to have that slip off,
Yep. Good idea. Yeah, I like those.
I got some bigger ones, the red ones, but I like these better. I'm gonna probably change out the one that's in this airplane here. It's a red one.
Yeah.
Well, the big one's the one to use on the flat, because that's the one that takes the most abuse. Hit the bell crank,
Yeah, they ain't.
double loads.
These will be plenty. These little
I'm
ones.
sure. I'm sure.
You know, I really believe that you could hold your motor in with 256 instead of 440s.
Until it gets loose and starts shaking in there.
Well, why would you let it get loose?
Well, you don't let it, but I've seen some that happen.
Anything over a 40, I go to 632.
Oh man.
Yeah, I saw Bart was flying Larry Foster's 60 power chip, and he clipped a prop. It snapped all but one bolt off
Ouch.
from the vibration. It only went about a lap when it quit.
I wonder where our nighttime moderator's at. Where's Dennis? Maybe.
He's there.
Oh, you're here.
I've been here for about 10. So
Okay, let me find you. I don't see you up here on the list.
Here's one more goodie if you guys want to see it.
Yeah.
Put
that's
it up.
it.
You have interesting goodies. Bring it on.
All right.
Make it big.
Oh, look at here.
So here in the next couple weeks, I'll have carbon plate handles available. So this is design I came up with, ultra low overhang. So from here out to the center line of the holes is 7/8 of an inch. And
How much
So-
is that going to be, Brent?
I'm shooting for $40. That's what I'm hoping to be able to send it out at. So
Are you going to have the little grommets in it, little brass grommets?
yep.
Okay.
What's the dimensions? Outside dimensions.
Okay, so from the outer hole to the outer hole is 6 inches.
Outstanding.
Ow, that's nice.
The inside dimension from let's see, here we go. From here up to there, up to here is 3.5 inches, like a big fancher handle.
Sure.
And, so I snuck in a little bit of so here's a, if you slide a fancher handle grip over the top of it, I snuck a little bit of extra material back here on the back so someone can, fit it to their hand the way they want it. If they want a little extra curve there, and same thing on the front if they want to, put that curve in it. I just made it straight, and people can, season to taste on it. But so
Have bosses skins like the Fancher.
actually, what I'm going to send it out with is a foam. I'm going to put foam in here, and then
Is that right?
and if someone wants to cut the foam off, they can just the foam will just be put on with rubber cement.
Sure.
And then you put your grip tape over it, and it's fine. It's hard, blue XPS type foam. That's what it's going to go out with. And
That's
I
what
don't
I
see
got
any.
on one of my Smith Brothers handles, and it works fine.
Yeah, you're going to put grip tape on it of some variety.
Yeah.
So
What I don't like about I got a dozen Fancher handles or more. But when you go places where they got the hooks to pull test, it just kills your poor balsa wood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
Yep.
got the 2 rod. The Nats is like that. They got 2 rods with all threads. I'm thinking, jeepers, guys.
yeah,
Just
they should
kills your handles.
slide some tubing over it or something. But,
Yeah, they do that
Well, what I did,
sometimes.
I just took a flat
Joe,
piece
I
of
think what's
wood.
going to happen here is I don't think the normal fancher handle has the full hard surface through the middle of it like this is going to have.
Yeah, it does exactly the same.
well, this is just a proof of concept. This was just a plywood one that I laser cut. Just
That'll be
so
carbon later.
just
It's
so I
going to be
could put it
carbon, so
in.
it's going to be pretty resistive to any kind of pull test, I think.
Not that foam. That foam's going to
Well, the
smash to
foam-
nothing.
The
Hey
foam
guys,
will
let
just
me
move.
close this out on YouTube. Hang on a second. Appreciate you guys watching on YouTube. If you'd like to join, you can find the thread at the bench. These guys will carry on till midnight or whatever. But as far as YouTube goes, we're going to close it out, and we'll see you next time. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.
Good night, everybody.
Nice.
See you.
Night.
We'll keep the
That's
argument
what
going
you
here.
can do. What you
This
can
is
do
my-
is what I've done to my Smith, because it's like you say,